Hey guys, this is Anonymous Adam, and today I'm gonna give you guys a little tip on something. First I'd like to start off by saying the airports and scientists, the inventors of the new TSA scanners, well, honestly, nobody really even knows much about the new TSA scanners, but one of my friends or subscribers sent me a link, and I went and checked it out. I found some pretty interesting things, and let's go ahead and kick it off. What I found was if you Google Los Alamos scientists, TSA scanners shred human DNA, a guy from Harvard, I believe. A fellow from Harvard did some research, and while the application of scientific knowledge creates technology, sometimes the technology is later redefined by science, such is the case with terahertz THZ radiation, the energy wave that drive the technology of the TSA backscatter airport scanners. Now these basically what's being said here, if you go and look at this, what's being said on the first link is when you Google the Los Alamos scientist TSA scanner shred human DNA, you should come to Macedonia online. It's Macedonia online, Macedonia online, and there's all kinds of like you can click on Boyan Alexandrov. I think it's Boyan. I don't know. It's Boian Alexandrov. And this guy, obviously, he was a Harvard student, and he did him and his whole colleague or crew or whatever, they did some research, and they found out this stuff genuinely, those TSA scanners will shred human DNA. And he went further on. I went further, and I found that there's this little paper. It's called Abstract. It's on the Harvard education page. Google search this. You'll be able to find it with research. But it says, this is what he said: we consider the influence of terahertz field on the breathing dynamics of double-stranded DNA. We model the spontaneous formation of spatially localized openings of a damped and driven DNA chain, and find that linear instabilities lead to dynamic dimerization. While true local strand separations require a threshold amplitude mechanism, based on our results, we argue that a specific terahertz radiation exposure may significantly affect the natural dynamics of DNA and thereby influence intricate molecular process involved in gene expression and DNA replication. Now what that's saying is, oh yeah, later on in the future your children are going to be mutants. I mean, these guys are pretty sure of what they're saying. Like it says on that last sentence, based on their research, they are arguing that the specific terahertz radiation exposure may significantly affect the natural dynamics of DNA and thereby influence intricate molecular process involved in gene expression of DNA replication. Oh, that's crazy. That is just nuts. That's another form of Genesis 6 right there. You know, I mean, in its own way, it is. Of course, we don't have angels coming down and going into the daughters of men, but look at it like this, people. That is genetic engineering. Any form of genetic engineering is an abomination. But I suggest you guys go ahead and take a peek at this. And if you are working at the airports, consider this, you know, think about it. I know you got to feed your family and whatnot, but I'd be looking for a different profession. I mean, airports is just bad business anyway nowadays. There's just too much of a hassle, and It's just, I don't know, this is sad. Mostly because this is supposed to be another act to try to protect the people. But yet again, it's infringing, it's really stepping on the toes of our Fourth Amendment right. And, you know, doing this to kids and stuff like that. I mean, if you see a lot of the pictures and the people that you're seeing, you know, over 85% of them most likely are Americans, you know, traveling within the United States. And they're taking this big, you know, measure, this big act to do this. And they don't have the research in this to do this. From what I've been told, this is much like microwaves. And I've seen this done on examples, and I've seen this done on small tests, small scale tests. I've been doing a lot of research since this person told me about this, you know. Anyway, hopefully within next couple of days or so, I could get more on about this, but this is a pretty big deal because we don't know if this is going to go to the offspring of the people who's doing it now. I mean, like the my friend was saying, what about the workers that are working there 8 hours, you know, or more, or 4 hours? It don't matter. When you're exposed to this, you're exposed to it. It's still going to do what it's going to do, and apparently the guys up at Harvard are concerned with it, and I don't see where they got any propaganda in there. So, you know, on with these videos.
Memphis pilot Michael Roberts and attorneys at the Rutherford Institute are suing the federal government over air passenger screening procedures.
We're basically challenging the constitutionality of these new policies under the Fourth Amendment.
Roberts, a pilot with ExpressJet Airlines, was in full uniform and trying to commute to his job in Houston when he refused to submit to a full body scan and pat down at the Memphis International Airport.
Evidently my refusal to show them, you know, my whole naked body and my uncomfortableness with having them put their hands on me was a big deal.
An official with the Transportation Security Administration told me it's against the agency's policy to comment on potential or pending litigation. The TSA released a statement saying, quote, advanced imaging technology is optional for all passengers. Passengers who decline to be screened using advanced imaging technology will receive alternative screening to ensure the safety of the traveling public. Anyone who refuses screening will be denied access to the secure area.
I'm not against airline security, but this is not security in any stretch of the imagination.
Roberts says a better system needs to be implemented.
It's not reasonable when you walk into the airport just because you want to go fly on an airplane that they should strip search you or physically put their hands, you know, on your crotch and, you know, feel your body from top to bottom.
Like that for a second? And forward for us, great. And then the bottom of your leg, and you're off.
Is this the silliest thing you've ever heard of? Thomas!
In Medina.
Yeah, pretty sure.
For that, you know, for that Obama.
Yeah, you know, in the ride,
You know, there's one person that's still on the list we've been talking about with Al Qaeda or any other group. As you know, this group did, but no evidence.